Dear students, I welcome you all to this EduSat teleteaching program. Today I will be starting a very interesting topic. Let us see how many of you can guess the name of the topic from a simple example. Students, do you know what is this? When an insect falls into the region of the spider, then what happens? The insect is immediately trapped by the spider. So, the region of the spider is called spider web, and this region is very clearly visible to us. Next, what is this? Due to earth, an apple falls, satellite also moves. So, this region of earth is called gravitational field, and this region is invisible to us and spreads all around us. Due to gravitational field also, educational satellite moves and enables us for distance education. So, similarly, around a magnet there is magnetic field, it is also invisible to us and is always around us, in which an iron body is attracted. Now, let us consider a charged body. When we place another charged body of similar charges, you see it experiences a force of repulsion and the opposite charged body experiences a force of attraction. Then we may ask the question, if these two bodies are removed, then what is left in the surrounding? Is there nothing? If there is nothing, then how do force act on these bodies? How they know the presence of such bodies? So, in order to answer such questions, the early scientists introduced the concept of field. So, around this electric charge, the region is what? I am sure you must have guessed the name. Yes, electric field, in which the charged bodies communicate with each other, and this electric field is always around us and it is invisible to us. So, now let us have a small demonstration to bring your excitement in physics. Okay. Let us enjoy the kids experiment. Here I know you must have learnt about electric charges, that like charges repel and unlike charges attract. So, here I take this straw and I rub it with my talkies and I do it here, and when I bring close to this paper, small pieces of paper, then many pieces are attracted and have jumped to this straw. Okay. Let us do another experiment. I take the straw and rub it again and place on a bottle. This bottle I am using as a stand. Okay. So, when I rub this straw and bring close to this first straw, you see it is repelling. Okay. So, one way of to think this force is action at a distance force. Okay. So, the force of attraction or repulsion is happening also, and we can think this is the action at a distance force. So, around the charged straw, when I bring another straw, due to the region of first straw, the electric field is created, and when I take away from the first straw, then the force cannot be felt. So, this region around the first straw is called electric field. So, now let us know more about fields. What is field? What are the types of fields? Let us know that. What is a field? The term field in physics generally refers to a quantity that is defined at every point in space and may vary from point to point. The field is of two types, scalar field and vector field. Then what are scalar fields? say example of temperature or pressure, and you can see how temperature varies at different locations in a room. Then what are vector fields? We know that electric field, magnetic fields and also velocity fields, and you are seeing then how velocity varies in a fluid streamlines. As it is a vector quantity, so we are saying that it is vector field. So, you know from previous lectures that when two charged particles are separated by some distance r, then according to Coulomb's law, F is equal to k q1 q2 upon r square, and it is action at a distance force as I said earlier. So, basically this Coulomb's force between two charges can be seen as a two-step process. First one, due to charge q1 electric field is created. So, E is k q1 upon r square, and secondly the other charged body is q2 experiences a force due to q1 created by due to the electric field created by q1, and that force is F equal to q2 into E. So, when we combine these two processes we get Coulomb's law. So, we can define electric field as the space around a charge in which its influence can be felt by any other charged particle. Then how to measure electric field? The strength of electric field at a point in space can be measured in terms of two measurable quantities. The first one, electric field intensity, it is a vector quantity E vector, and also electric field potential, that is V, it is a scalar quantity. So, first we will discuss them separately, and then we will know what is the relation between them. So, first we will know how to find electric field intensity, electric field intensity at a point. What are the mathematical representations? Okay. Let us consider a charged body A having charge q, and this is our point of observation P at which we wish to find electric field intensity. So, for that bring a test charge q naught, and you will see the test charge will experience a force in this direction. Okay. So, we can define electric field is force upon test charge, unit test charge. This is force upon unit test charge. So, students, you should not be confused between unit charge and unit test charge. Unit charge means q equal to 1 coulomb, and that is a very big charge, but unit test charge means that is one test charge, and test charge having magnitude very small, that is infinitesimally small magnitude. Okay. So, electric field is force upon unit test charge. The direction of electric field is along force vector. So, the electric field direction is like this. Okay. And as F is a vector quantity, so electric field is also a vector quantity. So, it can be compared with gravitational field strength, that is G vector is equal to force upon unit test mass. Okay. That is gravitational field strength. Here force upon unit test mass, and in case of electric charge, electric field is equal to force upon unit test charge. Force upon unit test mass here, and here force upon unit test charge. Then question comes in your mind, why the test charge is needed? Let us see. Test charge is needed not to disturb the original charge distribution. If the magnitude will be larger, then it may disturb the original charge distribution. So, the magnitude of test charge will be very small, that is infinitesimally small. So, when we take very small test charge, then we can write electric field is equal to limit q naught tends to 0 f upon q naught. What are the properties of test charge? It is infinitesimally small in magnitude, positive in nature, and an ideal test charge proton is taken which has value 1.6 in 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So, such a small value is taken as a test charge. Then we will discuss about the unit and dimensions of electric field intensity. What are the units of electric field? I am deriving only SI units. Okay. So, we know electric field is equal to force upon charge. That means, force unit is Newton and charge unit Coulomb. So, this is Newton per Coulomb. Okay. Or we can derive E is equal to Newton per Coulomb. So, multiplying meter in both numerator and denominator, we get Newton into meter. What it gives? That is force into displacement. What it gives? Work. And what is the unit of work? It is joule. So, joule per coulomb into meter. That is joule into coulomb inverse meter inverse. Or also we can derive E is equal to joule per coulomb into meter. So, what it gives? Joule per coulomb, that is W upon Q. W upon Q gives work upon charge gives potential. So, it is V upon M, that is volt into meter inverse. Okay. Then what are the dimension? What are the dimension of E? E is equal to F force upon charge. That is, what is the dimensional formula of force? Yes, M1 L1 T minus 2. What is the dimensional formula of charge? We know charge is current into time. So, this is inner sequence T1 A1. So, we get this is M1 L1 T minus 3 A minus 1 within a square bracket. This is the dimensional formula of electric field. Now, we will find what is the electric field intensity due to a point charge. Electric field intensity due to a point charge. Okay. So, here the two cases we will study. First case 1, that is the charge will be at origin, and the second case we will study the charge is at anywhere. So, we discussed about the unit and dimensions of electric field. So, now we will discuss how to find electric field intensity due to a point charge. Okay. There are two cases. First case we will discuss when the charge is at origin. When the charge is at origin. Okay. So, in a coordinate system, this is origin O, and here a point charge Q is at rest at origin, and here is the point of observation where the field strength of Q is to be computed. The position vector at point P relative to O is R vector. Let us imagine a test charge placed at point P. Then according to Coulomb's law, the force exerted on test charge due to Q is given by K Q Q naught upon R square R cap. R cap is the unit vector along R vector. We know that electric field intensity is force upon unit test charge. Okay. So, putting the value of force here, we get K Q Q naught upon R square into Q naught R cap. So, cancelling Q naught, we get K Q upon R square R cap. Okay. This is the expression for electric field intensity due to a point charge when it is at origin. Okay. So, the direction of electric field intensity is along R vector. That means, the electric field will be directed away for the positive source charge. Suppose here at origin positive source charge is present, then due to positive source charge the electric field will be directed away from the source charge. Okay. So, for negative source charge, when a negative source charge is present, then what happens? Yes, we will find that for negative source charge, E vector is equal to K minus KQ upon R square into R cap. So, is equal to KQ upon R square minus R cap. So, it means the direction of electric field is along the direction of minus R cap. That means, for negative source charge, the electric field will be directed towards the negative source charge. This is for point positive source charge and this is for negative source charge. Okay. And in vector notation, we know R cap is equal to R vector upon R vector magnitude. So, electric field will be K Q upon R square R vector upon R. So, that means we get electric field equal to K Q upon R Q R vector. This is the expression of electric field intensity in vector notation. Clear? Now, we will find what is the magnitude of electric field. Yes, E equal to K Q upon R square. What is the value of K? You know, that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square. This is for free space, and when in medium E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught epsilon R Q upon R square. So, what do you observe from this formula? That electric field is proportional to q, that means more will be the charge, more will be the electric field, and inversely proportional to r square, that means more will be the distance, less will be the field, and also inversely proportional to epsilon r, that is permittivity in the medium. Then more will be the permittivity in medium, less will be the field. Okay? And you can visualize these things with the help of electric field lines. Electric field lines, that will be discussed in next lecture. Okay. Now, this is all about electric field intensity due to a point charge when it is at origin. The next case we will derive when the charge is at anywhere. So, case 2, when the charge is at anywhere. Similarly, in a coordinate system, this is x axis, this is y axis, this is origin O, and S be the source point where q charge is present, and P is the observation point where the field strength is to be computed. The position vector of S relative to O is r dash vector, and the position vector of point P relative to O is r vector. Okay? And the direction is from the source point to field point is like this. So, by using triangle law, we get, using triangle law, it is OS vector plus SP vector is equal to OP vector. That implies OS is r dash plus SP is equal to r vector. So, SP vector is equal to r minus r dash vector. So, what is SP? That is r minus r dash. Okay. So, now what is the electric field intensity here? You can find easily. E vector is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r minus r dash whole q magnitude into r minus r dash vector. Okay. So, the direction of electric field is along this. So, the direction of electric field will be like this. Okay. So, this is, see, when you put r dash is 0, when r dash will be 0, we get E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r q r vector, and this is the case for point charge when the charge is at origin. So, we know that when r dash is 0, then we get the electric field intensity of point charge when the charge is at origin. So, we discussed about how to find electric field intensity due to a point charge, and first we discussed about the field, and then we know about the gravitational field, magnetic field and also electric field. And we did a small kids experiment also, and we enjoyed also this experiment. And in the next lecture, we will discuss about the principle of superposition and how to find electric field intensity due to discrete distribution of charges, and then we will discuss about electric dipoles. Thank you.